what's going on, everybody? I hope you all are doing very well as I'm eating this the food and travel show. That's right in my way here. So
you want to scoot my way?
I don't know. What do we need to do? Do I need to scoot your way? Maybe I need to scoot your way, Michelle.
Okay, come my way.
So you need to come this way though. So thank you guys for checking in with us. Man, we got a really good show on tonight. We got Phil from Boston Hills Barbecue coming on, and then we got the Beach Please here towards the end of the show. So we got a lot of good stuff going on. And so, hey, yeah, thanks for dropping in with us.
We're very excited.
Yeah, this is the food and travel show, if you hadn't figured it out. And so this past weekend, we worked on this back here. This is Michelle's decorating skills, and we worked on that. Didn't take us too long to get that done, did it? I mean, It was just,
No, just a few busted fingers.
And a couple fingernails gone from hitting it with a hammer. And then yesterday here it was snowing. It almost snowed about maybe an inch. And so I brought some boards around the back side of the house, and I busted my tail. I mean,
I heard all this commotion and hollering and go out the garage or the back, and Mike, the whole back side of him is completely muddy, and he is not saying nice words, and he's very upset.
I had went to church that morning, and I'd already confessed my sins, and I was okay. How many, when you hit your finger with a hammer, how many of you say just gosh darn shucks? Right.
I don't think that has the same impact.
I think my good Lord, he takes care of me. He knows I'm saved, but hey, I'm gonna tell you what though, I'm 300 pounds, and I came around. I'm about to turn 50. I come around that corner, and my next thing I know, I popped my butt. My head was bouncing off the ground. My innards were coming out. And last night I was whining and crying like an old man, which I am. I'm so sore. Gosh, I'm hurting so bad. And then all day today at work, I can't hardly move. I'm hurting so bad. But hey,
what happens when you get old?
Yes, yeah. So again, I'm getting ready to hit that big 5-0. So
scary
you're
thing.
right behind me, so you don't have too much further to go.
Nope. I refuse it.
So that was a big thing. And then of course you had the Super Bowl last night. And, I went back during that time period. Every Sunday night I have to do some work. So I went on my computer and did some work for my regular job. And then I came on, everybody's complaining about jock straps being worn on,
yes.
For the halftime show. Everybody's like, hey, they're wearing jock straps. What are they doing? All this stuff. So I didn't ever watch it. I didn't really even comment on it. To be honest with you, I'd never heard of The Weeknd.
Neither have I.
I'd never heard of them, but once I heard their songs, I knew a couple of them. I was like, man, those are pretty good songs. So long story short, I watched it today, the halftime show. And, here I am, 50-year-old white guy from North Carolina.
Country boy.
I mean, I like it all. I like Metallica. I like Rock and Roll Kiss. I like the old 80s and 70s rock. I like it all. Bluegrass. I like country. I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, everybody's upset and tore up about it, talking about how bad it was, but I didn't even know the music, and I didn't think it was that bad. And I understand that, the whole thing with wearing the jock strap or the bandages on there was, talking about Hollywood, I believe, and some of the, things that they're doing in Hollywood. So I didn't think it was that bad, but, that's just.
But to be totally honest, Anthony and I watched Dateline last night and reruns of Young Sheldon.
Uh-oh.
So we are totally boring.
You didn't watch it at all then, did you?
I didn't watch it at all.
You didn't watch it at all. Okay. Hey, one thing we did this week though, we did put up another short video. I got to get back on these videos, and it was fun going down memory lane with Anthony. We went to Disney. It seems like all the Disney videos are doing really well. So we went back and I pulled some videos out, and we did the castle a while back, but I found this gem when Anthony turned 5 years old, and Disney is just magical if it's your birthday. We'd only been one time, but we heard how awesome it was. So I got to show you a little snippet here of Anthony. And if you hadn't seen a short video, this is his 5th birthday and meeting Buzz Lightyear
and Woody.
And he loved them. But here we go.
We got to go try Buzz's batteries.
Yeah, we can, please. Thank you. Anthony, you gotta get an autograph. Here, buddy. Get Buzz. Get Buzz. You left him hanging.
Thank you.
You're gonna get your autograph, Anthony. Anthony, go over Buzz. Go over Buzz.
And that brings back good memories, don't it?
It's very sweet.
And to be honest with you, Disney in our minds, this was our really first. We had fostered and adopted Anthony at, what was he, about two when we.
Not quite two.
He was almost
a year
old. Yeah. We got him when he was 15 months old, and we were able to adopt him right before he turned 3.
Yes.
But that was our first big vacation with him, and we were like, it had to be perfect. We spent all this money to go to Disney, and it just did not live up to it in my mind.
No.
All he wanted to do at 5 years old was get in the pool and stay at the pool. And here we paid $2,500 to drive down there and spend a week, and the room was like 200 square feet.
We were on top of each other.
It was so miserable.
It was a miserable trip.
But hey, we're talking about maybe doing that again for my 50th birthday. Anthony's all for it. We were talking about going to Vegas, going to Cancun or Cozumel, but now with everything going on there, I don't know if we'll do that. But now we're talking about either probably Florida or maybe the mountains again. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
It's hard times with traveling right now.
Yeah, it is tough. So, hey, if you are a creator, hey, show everybody that is in here that's in the blue. Let's show them some love. I'm letting them kind of control things and talking what's going on. And I'm going to go ahead and go through the chat here real quick. But if you're a creator, put hashtag creator. If you're a travel agent, put hashtag travel agent. Actually, they had a Fantastic Studios had a premiere at 7 tonight. And Matt was like, "Oh man, I forgot about your live." But hey, if you can go over and check Matt out and then come back and check us out a little bit later on, that's fine too. Matt's got some great videos. He's got the manatees right now being premiered on Fantastic Studios. Most people, when you're doing your live, you don't tell people to leave and come back. But hey, we love everybody, and we're going to show love. And if you want to leave,
back and watch his
we're going to go back
video.
and watch it probably tonight, right? Because we love them. All the snorkeling and diving and stuff they do. That's pretty good. But yeah, if you're a creator, put hashtag creator in there. Go ahead and say hey to everybody. Pick a channel out that you haven't seen and subscribe to them. Check them out. Write it down. Make a note in your phone. Do something and check them out a little bit later on. I'm going to go in here and kind of look and see who all's in here tonight.
Does anybody want to make a guess? What's in here?
Oh, yeah, I've got one too. So, we got 2 solo cups. Man, that's good. So, hey, who we got in tonight? A little bit light in the crowd, it looks like tonight, but hey, we had Sarah and Bob from Q's Cruisers. We had the Tyler show here. Nana's Hidden Apron. That was Miss Brenda. We got Dan here tonight. Hey, Dan, how you doing, bud? Griswold's got Danny here. Hey, Danny. Looks like Billy. Hey, Billy.
Hey, Billy.
Hope you're doing well.
Thank you for helping me with my IT issues today.
Uh-oh. Do you have IT issues?
Yeah.
Hey, we got Beach Please here.
Can't wait.
I can't wait to see them too. But yeah, we got Beach Please Mike here. I don't know if Betsy's there or not. Maybe she is. Maybe she's on her phone from work or something. I don't know. Then we got Tom from KY Traveler Cruising. They're going to be on in a couple more weeks. Again, Billy. You got Midlife Crazy. How you guys doing out in California? You guys, 3 or 4 hours behind us here? So man, it's still early in the day there. I hope you're off work, or maybe you're cheating at work and just kind of watching on your phone. I don't know. Who knows? And then we got J&N Travelers in the house. They're here today. Again, pick one of these shows out tonight. Fisher's Fun Venture. So David's on the phone. He says, "See, I told you he's at work." David's on the phone checking us out. In the bathroom while he's on the toilet. No, I don't know. Just picking David. But let's see, Q's Cruisers again. It looks like that's about most of everybody at once. Hey, we got Nightbot in here. That's our paid moderator.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's getting paid. The ones in blue, don't ask about what is, when you're going to get paid or anything. Hey, we got Ronnie in here. Man, who we got? We're about to get caught up here. We got the Beach Life. We got Honey. Got him here as well. Honey's here. Honey's got a good show tomorrow night. Got to check him out. And I think we're called up Ronnie with Life is Good. I think I already said that. So, hey, thanks everybody for dropping in.
Much for coming to see us.
Come and seeing us tonight. We're getting ready to start this thing off. All right. So I'm getting ready to. The thing we do on this show is we spend a little bit of time creating intros for people that come on our shows and the guests on here. So I've already created this and watched this probably 10, 15 times. I love this intro for Phil with Boston Hills Barbecue. And hey, get your barbecue questions ready. You wait till you see this food right here, and you're going to want to ask some questions. But we're going to spend a little bit of time with Phil. And hey, let's just jump straight into it. Oh, Phil, what's happening, my man?
What's going on, Mike?
One bite of each, please. Can I have one bite of each?
Yeah, man, that food looks great, Phil.
We enjoy it, I'll tell you.
Hey, so man, that video just killed me right there, and all of a sudden I'm seeing people, pop things up like, oh, I'm all of a sudden I'm hungry. Hey, I get it, man. After seeing that stuff right there, there's no doubt. And we got some here, the Gaylors. I hadn't seen the Gaylors. Hey, no doubt, time for some barbecue. So, man, that stuff looks really good, Phil. Phil, you and I have known each other behind the scenes for a little while, but a lot of people here may not. We got people from different genres here. We got some from, a lot of the travel here, a couple from the food side. How about just kind of letting everybody know, who you are, what's Boston Hills Barbecue is about, and then we'll just go from there.
Well, who am I? Barbecue has been a part of my life for about 22 years, back in the late 90s, and started knowing zero about barbecue. And along with my wife and brother-in-law and sister-in-law, we actually, after a couple of years, created a competition team and traveled up and down the East Coast and competed for about 10 years. Had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. But that's how we really got started. I retired about 9 years ago. And after 3 or 4 years, I wasn't doing anything. I was still cooking occasionally. But I just needed to do something that was fun. And I started Boston Hills Barbecue Catering, and we had all the recipes from when we competed, which was a great place to start. And we have been catering and also doing what we call pre-order cooks for individual customers for the last 4 years. Having a blast.
Wow. So, so kind of jumping into a little bit of, can you tell us a little bit about the type of equipment you're cooking with? I know you've got several beast of cookers out there that some people may or may not know about, but I know about one of them, and you talking a little bit about the other one yesterday. How about telling everybody what do you cook with? What do you use? Gas? You use wood? All the above? What does Boston Hills Barbecue use?
Well, you and I actually met each other because you were one of the first individuals to have a Shirley Manufacturing cooker, and I was in the process of ordering one. And you actually answered a lot of questions for me, and then that's how we became friends. So, what I cook with mainly is I have a 30 by 75 Shirley, wood-fired cooker, and that's a pretty darn good sized cooker. We cook exclusively with wood on that smoker, mostly oak, and also quite a bit of apple. And that cooker is a great brisket cooker.
Mm.
And I enjoy cooking briskets, so that's a good combination. And other than that, we have a backwoods competitor that we use exclusively for ribs, and that's a gourmet water smoker from Louisiana. I've had that about 20 years.
Oh wow!
And then recently this year, I picked up an LSG, which is made in Texas, Lone Star Grill, vertical insulated cooker. They're one of the biggest ones they make. And both that cooker and the Backwoods competitor are basically lump charcoal cookers, and then we use pieces of apple wood or pieces of oak to actually provide smoke flavor.
Yeah, cool. Hey, so you kind of said you got started kind of in the competitions. What's for the average person that watches like Barbecue Pitmasters, and you're watching that show, and now this is a question I get asked a lot, and I'm going to ask you this question because you do catering now and you've done competitions.
We do,
and a lot of people will say, that cooking for one is, everybody thinks you just cook it the same way all the time, but how do you do that? Is when you competed, was you catering any on the side then as well, or was you just doing that one taste wonder there and going for that one bite, or did you cook it the same way you cook it for your catering?
Well, at that time when we were competing, we were doing a lot of practicing. And when you practice, of course, you have quite a bit of food to feed people with. So we had parties, and we would actually practice different recipes and have people do blind taste tests. And that's how we actually developed our recipes for when we competed. But when you compete, you're really trying to have 5 or 6 great bites of food. And when you're cooking and catering, it's a lot different when I'm cooking, 500 pounds of brisket.
Right.
And, I take kind of I know Franklin Barbecue, but I kind of take his approach. It's kind of a hard-working type environment. This is not, when you cater, it's not opening up a beer and sitting next to the cooker and letting the food cook. You're working.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that. I mean, it is a ton of work. Especially if you're cooking all night long, is you're getting up every 30 minutes to 45 minutes, or either you stay up all night long with it, or you're like me, I set up my temp gauges, and once it hits that below, that means I got to get my butt up, put another piece on, and you're trying to keep it at a kind of the same temp. But it's a lot of work. I mean, it's a lot of work if you're going to use real wood, and you got to manage that temperature and the airflow and all that. It's a lot of work to it. People don't realize that.
When I cook brisket, I get up at 3 a.m. and I pretty much stay up and work that day, and start those briskets about 4, and then most of those briskets are done. The last ones are done by 1 or 1:30, and then we hold them for a couple 2-3 hours, and then if it's a catering gig where we're doing delivery, let's say we're dropping off our food at 6 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, we'll carve those briskets up so they're fresh, and then transport them to the gig. It's a long day. Yeah. Those are 18-hour days, but that's okay, because at the end of the day, I feel good about it.
Yeah, you put anytime you put good product out, you're going to feel good. I mean, you gave it all, you gave it your best, and you invested that time and energy into it. it makes you feel good, especially if you're doing it and you're doing it for family or something. But also when you're doing it for customers and they're coming back and telling you, man, that's the best brisket I've ever had. That's the best chicken or pulled pork. And you're like, well, wait till next time. It's going to get better next time.
We get a lot of comments on our brisket. We get a lot of comments on our mac and cheese. And if I were to tell anybody that was thinking about catering or developing recipes to cater with, other than cooking meat, I would tell them to develop a great mac and cheese recipe, because you're going to sell it on almost every gig. People want mac and cheese with barbecue.
Yes.
Yeah, when I anytime I go to a restaurant, when I go to another restaurant and try out their barbecue, I always usually order. I want to try their pulled pork and their brisket, but I always ask for mac and cheese, because I can tell how good they are by their mac and cheese.
Always their slaw too.
Their slaw, and then I always get their baked beans. I want to try their baked beans, which I saw your baked beans there look really good with that.
Yes, it did.
Was that pulled pork as you had on top of it?
No, that was cubed up brisket.
I wonder if that was okay.
That was
So yeah, that's a good thing to. I'll have to get with you behind the scenes on that mac and cheese, or maybe we can have you back another time. We just share mac and cheese recipes on here, because I love a good mac and cheese. I mean, one of the best mac and cheeses I had recently, and I did a video on this, is we were in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, or Gatlinburg, and we ate at a place called DeLauder's Barbecue, and I did a video on that. And they had one of the best mac and cheeses I've ever had. Delicious. And it's
called fried macaroni and cheese. It was
fried mac and cheese. It had just a hint of smoke to it. But what they had done is and I asked the lady point blank, I was like, did you put jalapeno juice in there? Because it had just a tad of, not really any heat to it, but that taste of jalapeno in it. And she said, yeah, I pour a little bit of jalapeno juice in there too. But once they smoke it on their smoker, they turn around, then take a flat griddle, and they got all that cheese on there, and they dump that mac and cheese on there to get a nice crispy outer layer on it, and then they flip it over on the other side and get that nice and crisp as well. I've never had mac and cheese that way, but
it was incredible.
That may be the best mac and cheese I've ever ate. I mean, it is really.
That's a great idea, Mike. That is. That's always a good thing.
Yeah, so with your catering business and the awful C word that happened in 2020, how did that affect? I'm not trying to get into financial situations here with you, but how did that affect the way you own a catering business? And how, a lot of places were shutting down during that time period. How did it affect Boston Hills Barbecue in the middle of COVID, in the middle of New York? I mean, the state of New York. I mean, what happened?
Well, we had a very good year in 2019, and then starting around Christmas time, 2020, I was booking gigs pretty regularly, and had about maybe 7 or 8 gigs already booked with deposits. And if you looked at the same time period the year before, I had none. So it was looking like 2020 was going to be, a wonderful year for us. And, we advertised for our catering services, and then COVID hit, and and all those gigs got canceled, which you expect. We gave all our deposits back, and it was pretty obvious that there was not going to be very much catering in 2020. So I pretty much shifted gears. We've had a loyal group of individual customers that have bought from us for years. And I concentrated on putting together barbecue, in some cases, barbecue meals. Most of the time it was meat with mac and cheese, where they could come and pick up dinner for 3 or 4. And, a lot of people that were afraid to go to restaurants. So we were doing like curbside service. And we just switched gears, and that just took off. And in 2020, we had a very good year, and we had a lot of fun because we got to know a lot of our customers better, and we have some really nice customers, Mike.
That's great, man. Your customer base means so much. I mean, I still have people now that I've quit catering as much as I used to because of a couple of job situations that happened, and I just have so much to do now. But you still have people, those people that, hey, next time you fire up your smoker and you're going to do some brisket,
Please call me.
call me, because I definitely want to get one. Or it's same thing with pulled pork. I had some people call me at the last. I used to do every Thanksgiving morning and every Christmas morning. I used to do a bunch of Boston butts or briskets. And really, Boston butts was the main thing, because, in all honesty, that and turkey, it was just a little bit easier. And the last 2 or 3 years, I've quit doing that so I could spend more time with my family. Because on Christmas Eve, by the time you got up, cooked all night long, and then people come at noon on Christmas Day or Thanksgiving Day to get their food, it was just taken away from our family time. And I was just doing it on the side anyway. I wasn't trying to make a living at it. But that made a huge difference. And those people still come right around Thanksgiving, Easter, or Christmas. They'll come up and say, if you do decide to do one after all, let me know, and I'll put me down for one, and I'll get another one. Or they'll usually buy a couple of them. I actually had a text message today out of your state, Phil. A gentleman contacted me. Actually, he called last Wednesday, but it just showed up on my cell phone today. I don't know why in my messages. He's like, that Carolina barbecue sauce that you have down there. He says, can I order a couple bottles of it? And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't have any in stock right now, but I sent him the link to the recipe on it, and he said, thanks, man. I'm gonna make it and try it out. So
Well, I went to my dentist last Wednesday, and by the time I left getting my teeth cleaned, I'd sold a brisket. So it's funny. One of the things that happens over and over again that still amazes me is, a customer will buy food and we'll provide their food, and we're very appreciative of our customers. And I always thank every single customer, thank you very much for buying. And I'll tell you, if it's happened once, it's happened 100 times. The customer will look back and they'll go, no, thank you for cooking for me. Mm-hmm. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
It always makes me feel good.
Yeah, and we'll always I always try to cut people deals and stuff. And I like, if I'm doing, depends on if it's a 6 to 8 pound or 7 to 9 pound. I've done it for $35, including a bottle of sauce. And a lot of times somebody will come up and say, yeah, here, just take 40, or here's 50, and just take the extra, and kind of tipping me on it. I'm like, nah, you ain't got to do that. And they're like, nah, I mean, you always give more. You give more food than than a lot of times what you say you're going to do, and you'll tell me it's a 6 to 8 pounder, but really it's a 7 to 9 pounder, and I don't go up on the price on like that. I always try to get the biggest Boston butts or the biggest briskets I can for the money, and I've done it before, and it kind of hurts me. Some people have known that, hey, I'm gonna do a bunch of Boston butts. They'll say, hey, if I go buy a brisket, will you cook it for me as well? I'm like, sure, you buy it. And I just charge them usually between $20 and $30 to cook it for them. Now, I do have to trim those up. And you trim up a brisket, you got a lot of time in a brisket if you trim it up correctly. A lot of people don't realize that. And when I tell them $20, $25 to cook it, that's cooking it, but also takes me about 30 minutes to trim one up really good. If it depends on how fat it is, but it takes me a while to trim it nice.
We did vacuum sealed frozen briskets for Christmas and New Year's. And we sold about 18 briskets. And
wow.
For me to trim those 18 briskets was 9 hours of trimming.
Yeah, it's about 30 minutes a pop, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
and that includes the seasoning and everything. So it's between 20 and 30 minutes. It's about 20 minutes to trim them. And then by the time you get them all done and season them and clean up, I was 9 hours into it cleaning. It's it's a fair amount of time.
Yeah.
But it's a labor of love. If you don't, I always say, if you don't have the passion to cook, you shouldn't be in this business, because, you're not going to get rich. But if you have the passion to cook and you feel good about it when you're done, and the customers acknowledge the fact that you've done a nice job with the food, you always go to bed happy.
So Phil, we got a couple more minutes here, but so let's say I hate to bring up bad things, but let's say you're on the electric chair, man. You're getting ready to meet the maker, right? if you had to pick one barbecue item, one meat and one side, what do you think your best that you like to eat? Maybe not so much other people may tell you something different, but what's the one thing that you cook on the meat side and one thing on the side that you really like?
Well, I like brisket. I would definitely, if it was my last meal, I would take brisket, and probably it's a toss up between mac and cheese or those ultimate baked beans with that cubed up brisket in there. And we've come up with a turkey recipe, which I kind of text you about, but
Yeah.
we make some really, really nice boneless, skinless, netted turkey breasts, and people, including me, think it's just like the best turkey ever. So moist and just the right amount of smoke and fun.
Yeah,
Sounds
that was on that video that I had. Was that one of them that, I mean, it looked nice and
It's
moist.
beautiful.
Yeah, it looked beautiful. It almost looked like a pineapple.
Yep.
It's so perfectly shaped. It looked almost like a pineapple.
Yep, that's exactly what that was. That was the turkey, and it started out with I was watching Man Fire Food last fall.
Hmm.
He was at this restaurant down in the Carolinas, and this guy was netting these turkeys, and he was actually hanging them in his cooker. Well, I don't do that, but and I turned to my girlfriend Sally and I said, "Look at them turkeys! Look how nice they are." So we started experimenting, and my nephew had a party where we all went and cooked. He usually has, my nephew Chris Brown has a party, usually once a year. We all go and bring our little small cookers and cook barbecue. And we did our turkeys for the first time there. And we didn't know what we were doing. We bought netting. It was the wrong size netting. It was a tug of war to get these turkeys in that netting. They were the gnarliest looking things you ever saw. Uneven. But when we cooked them, they were delicious.
Wow.
So we did a little research, and we ended up finding it's called a netting tube, and we got the right size netting. And pretty much that first experiment, because it was so good, one or two times later, we had pretty much perfected the way we wanted to do those turkeys. But if you just saw the first one, Mike, you would have been laughing.
Hey, sometimes they don't look pretty, but they taste great.
That's pretty much what this one was. It was not pretty.
Oh, that's sometimes how when I do a whole bird, that sometimes they look that way. Or like, I should have took the twine and done the legs together, but I'm not doing that for a customer. I'm doing it for myself, so it doesn't matter quite as bad when I do it for myself. So, Phil, man, we really appreciate you being on, man. That food looks incredible.
It does look so good.
We would love to have you back on again, and maybe we dive a little deeper on, pick a subject like brisket or turkey, and just kind of walk through the whole step. If that sounds good to you down the road,
I would really enjoy that, Mike and Michelle. I really enjoyed today too.
Well, thank you,
sir.
We'll also have to find out what kind of slaw y'all eat up there.
I'm going to send you the turkey recipe, Mike.
Please do.
All right.
Please do. I promise I won't sell it.
All right.
All right. Hey, Phil, you have a good one, brother. All right. You take care.
Thank
you very much.
Thank you again.
Bye-bye.
Wow. Man, that food looks
so
so good.
I really want to try that turkey.
Hey, fat guy knows how to get fat, and I'm fat. I'm a food and travel guy. I can eat all day long on that stuff. Man, that stuff looks good.
Cup?
Hey, y'all got to guess what's in my cup.
I'm worried.
Somebody a couple weeks ago said the more Mike picks his red cup up and drinks, that means he's got liquor in it or alcohol.
Oh.
So.
Let me see that.
No.
He made them, so I have no idea.
See what's in your cup. Oh, you got some lipstick on there. I see that. So, man, that was great, Phil. Phil's awesome, man. I've known Phil for several years now. We've talked text, went on Messenger a few times. We've had a great time.
Yes.
So, hey, we got anybody new here? Oh gosh, we got Josh or Michelle in here. I don't know which one is which. It's probably Josh because Michelle works really hard and putting videos out. Well, actually, she works third shift, so I don't know. She may be sleeping. She may be up. I don't know. Who else we got out there? Oh, we got our faithful KY Travelers. Love those guys. They're coming on in a couple weeks. Got Jonathan Short and the Traveling Shorts are in here. I'm really excited about our next guest, though.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I think I got a bromance on Mike.
I might be worried.
And I think Anthony's got a crush on Betsy. You're kind of in the middle there. You can go either way, which crush you got. But
I just think they're funny.
I'm gonna tell you right now, and I honest to God, I mean this, and it's nothing against any other creators, because there is a ton of awesome creators. There's a ton in here right now. If you are a creator, I want to say this again. If you are a creator, please put hashtag creator in the chat, hashtag supporter, hashtag travel agent, whatever you are, put it in here, pick a channel out, subscribe to it. This is what this channel is about. We love, we don't care if there's 5 people in here, or there's 105 people, which we haven't hit yet. We're going to have fun. We're going to promote people. But I'm telling you right now, the Beach Please, I'd watched some of their videos about a year and a half ago, maybe a year ago, and I thought I was subbed to their channel. And a while back, Jonathan had told me, he said, man, I love Beach Please. I was looking for some new creators. I got to find somebody. I was kind of caught up on everybody. And he's like, you got to check out Beach Please. And I was like, well, I think I've already subbed to him. And I went and looked, and I wasn't subbed. So I don't know if I was subbed and somehow it went off or whatever. I don't know. I think he even told Mike behind the scenes, like, I don't know if I was under a rock or what. I started watching their videos, didn't we? Remember one night we watched them, and then I just kept watching them over and over. Next thing I know, it's 3 or 4 hours later, I done watched like 10 or 12 vlogs. They are absolutely, hands down, in my opinion,
hilarious,
the funniest cruising couple I've seen in the creator world. And we got some great creators. We got some hilarious creators. But I'm in love with Mike. I think that's my bromance.
Mike, I'm sorry. I'm really
and you got a fat 50-year-old guy balding with a goatee that just loves you. But
I'm really sorry.
So funny. So, hey, enough talking about how much I love them. I do love Josh Holstead too. I just wanted to let you know that. And he turned me on to Squatch. Buy you some Squatch soap. Your wife will love you for it. Yeah, she'll love Squatch soap. You got to buy that next. All right, so I got to get here. I got to show this. We got to get going. Luckily, if there's a good thing tonight, Blaine is not on tonight. He said might go on over to my 8 o'clock time. So if we go over a little bit tonight, a little bit over 8, that's the reason why. But I'm going to show the intro here, and then bam, when this intro's over, we got Mike here from Beach Please is going to join us. Miss Betsy's got to work tonight, but we're going to have Mike in here. So let me go ahead and pick his intro out, and then he'll be in here.
How's it going? Thanks for having us. Love that intro, by the way. What are you doing, Betsy? Betsy decided to join me. She ditched work so she can be here with us today.
Hey, Betsy, we love you.
Betsy. Yeah, there you go. Give us a thumbs up.
So cool.
It is so cool. I love that zip line, and the party as Mario and Luigi was great. Yeah, get back to work.
So, man, Mike, I don't know. I kind of talked you up so high now. I don't know if anybody else can. I don't know if you can.
Don't know if you can top
I don't
that.
know if you can top that, man. I mean, this bromance that I have, that I'm a secret crush on your channel and your show. I told you this a couple of weeks ago. I think Betsy saw this, that we came in one night. We were, what was it? We down here? We were doing something. And I come into my living room upstairs, and Anthony is sitting here watching Beach Please, like nonstop cackling, laughing. I'm like, "What are you doing, Anthony?" He's like, "I'm watching. I'm watching. I'm watching." He didn't even know he was watching. And he said, "It's the teenagers and Mike and Betsy, the teenagers on there that never say anything." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I know who you're talking about."
I love that. He watches our channel. That's cool. I just hopefully he doesn't watch some of our lives where we get a little bit inappropriate.
Well, we do tell him it's a learning experience. That's the whole thing about cruising with him. We're like, Anthony, you don't want to. I said this before. You don't want to act drunk like your mother. I mean, don't do that on the veto deck. But it's a learning experience with him, and we allow him up to PG. It gets into two PJ. If it gets up to 8, 9 o'clock at night, some of the channels we have to back him off on, but it's okay. We can go back and watch it. But
Well, he sees people on the cruise, and you know how that looks. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, I can watch cruising videos all day. Just imagine myself there on the Lido or overlooking the ocean, a balcony, anything, just excursions. Put me on any of those videos.
Yeah. So, Mike, a lot of people here already know. A lot of the people I see here in the chat right now, I'm sure already know you and your channel, you and Betsy and your family. But hey, just give us a synopsis of your channel and just a brief description of what you guys like to do, what what you're about, and just give us a little bit of background about Beach Please.
Oh yeah, so we started our channel a couple years ago, and just we started with Carnival Splendor vlog, and that was, I don't know, about 10 episodes or so, maybe 11 or 12. But anyways, so we started with cruising vlogs, and we did that for all the way up until the COVID shutdown. And then from there, we still like to travel, so we didn't want that to stop us from cruising. So we did some hiking videos, some camping videos, and our last vlog was a trip to Zion, Utah, where we had a lot of fun. And then currently I'm putting out our vlog from Oregon, where we did a lot of different hikes there and some sightseeing. Yeah,
cool. I mean, you got some great stuff out there. I mean, a lot of channels, during this time, I can't, and the name of your channel is Beach Please. You're like, you can still always go to the beach, but like if you've got a lot of cruising content, they're like, well, I can't go cruising. And you've seen some channels be real creative on what they're doing. But I love how you guys have, went to Oregon and
I never realized. I've heard how pretty Oregon is, but until I saw your vlogs, I never had a clue just how beautiful it is.
Yeah, same with us. We had no idea what we were in for when we were going there. It just so happened that the month before, my son Devin was trying to plan a trip to Oregon to visit his mom, who he hasn't seen in a little over a year, and we really wanted to make that happen because it was something special to him. So we just planned a whole family trip to go up there rather than just putting him on a plane by himself and sending him up there. We thought, we're looking for something to do. We've got extra time because we were shut down from COVID, because Betsy and I both work in a restaurant, so we didn't have any work going on because all the restrictions in California were still completely shut down. Not even patio was allowed. So we took that trip up to Oregon and just kind of made our own itinerary, planned it out each day by day. And when we went up there, I think it was day 2, we had to change a couple things because we just thought, this event's not going to happen. This event's not going to happen. So we just kind of changed things around, and we ended up doing an awesome beach tour, which we thought was cool because our name is Beach Please. So let's go to the beach while we're up there and see the coast. And it was just absolutely beautiful. We had a blast, and it was fun, and we wouldn't change it. We loved going to Oregon, and we would go back there.
Cool. So on all of your, I mean, you probably get to ask this a lot. I've seen you on a lot of, I think you're on like 5 lives a week or something, or like You got your own show on Sundays, right? You want to talk about that a little bit?
We have our own show on Sundays. We go on at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 Eastern. And we just have a lot of fun playing different games. And recently we've been adding some more games to our show because we just kind of been experimenting and found that that's what a lot of our viewers like. And it brings a lot of excitement. So this last Sunday, right before Super Bowl, we just kind of threw in a lot of the games that we were playing from the weeks prior. And we went over trivia and played some memes and where you had to guess what happens. And winners, we give out prizes, shirts, stickers, keychains, coffee mugs, all kinds of different little fun things. And then if the questions are wrong, then Betsy and I do a little torture. We spin the wheel and
I got a little video clip that I gotta play because again I've watched this like 10 or 15 times and I think I wet myself one time. It's so darn funny. And let me tell you,
tears.
I get tears. And yesterday, I'm gonna tell you what. Yesterday, I couldn't breathe, and I think I got tiki eye from not being able to breathe. I laughed so hard. Anthony goes, "I've never seen you laugh that hard." But yesterday in your video, in your premiere, we came in late to it and went back and watched the beginning of it again, right before that 10 or 15 minutes before you came on live. And there was a scene in there. You're editing. I'm going to ask you more questions about your editing because I love your editing. But you did something about milking a cow. It was a cow being milked.
A cow being milked.
And Anthony was watching that, and he goes, "Oh my God, that's inappropriate." So I don't know what Anthony was thinking. He was watching there, but he's watching the video, and you put that one little piece in there where it's like milking something, and Anthony goes, "Oh my God, it's inappropriate." I laughed. Was I not crying?
He was crying.
I mean, I'd already filmed.
He was wheezing and crying.
I'd already filmed busting my butt already and was hurting. My ribs were sore and everything. And I mean, tears were coming down. And I kept picturing Anthony go, "Oh my God, that's inappropriate. Oh my God, that's inappropriate."
And he's got to add drama to that too.
Yeah.
It's funny that that little clip is from an actual online game that you can play called Hand Simulator. And it's got all these different scenarios. Well, it's got, I think, 4 different scenarios. One of them is milking a cow. I think one of them is like a shooting game. There's another one that's a horror game. I forget what the 4th one is, but it's just absolutely hilarious. You have to use your mouse to try and use this guy's hand, and it's tricky because his hand goes like this and then it goes like that. You have to try and grab the cow and successfully milk it. And if you milk him too hard, he kicks the bucket over and you got to start over. But it's just a clip from that one online video game.
Well, it looks very realistic.
And it'll be hilarious.
Oh yeah, Anthony. Hey, so that's a good segue. I'm gonna go into this. If you have not seen this, again, I hate to keep pumping them up like this, but Beach Please is just flat out hilarious. Go back to the very beginning of their first vlogs and just go all the way through. But I'm going to show you a little bit from a couple weeks ago, and this is one that got me. And it's Mike. You got to talk about this afterwards.
I was trying to tell you. That's what I was trying to tell you.
I was trying to give the chat the benefit of the doubt.
You just don't want to see me get tortured because you know what it's like. I love you, baby. You're just looking out for my best interest.
I was looking out for the chat.
Oh, nice. Okay.
You're not my friend.
Here we go.
Sweet redemption.
Are those even over here?
Yeah, they are, bro. Temptations.
Can I swallow it like a pill?
No, you have to chew.
Okay.
Would you tell me I could just swallow a jelly bean? Absolutely not.
Okay.
So let me tell you the flavor.
It's 2:47. Let's go.
Okay. Here. You start chewing. I'm going to tell the flavor. The flavor is Backyard Cookout. Chicken, liver, and beef flavors.
God,
throw it in, buddy. Chop, chop. Oh, he's literally barfing. Did he barf
That wasn't a barf. That was just a burp that sounded like an almost barf.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Baby. Not Nurse Nancy said to chew that real good.
What the heck is wrong with our cat? Why does he beg for those?
He requests them.
Oh. God, that was worse than a jelly bean.
I'm never gonna do it. Delete that off the wheel. I will never do that. I will never do that.
Here I go, guys.
How do you feel? Okay,
There I
let's
go. Oh.
I'm really happy it was you. I'm really happy it was you.
Okay, let's go.
That is so funny.
13 more cat treats right now.
No, not more cat treats.
That is so funny.
Oh,
Can you tell me about the jelly beans? What is y'all's aversion with the jelly beans?
we must have missed those episodes because I evidently y'all don't like jelly beans or what?
Oh, okay. So I'll explain the jelly beans. By the way, I've not watched that replay. That was hilarious. My eyes are watering right now.
Hilarious.
So we've got these jelly beans here, and they're from a board game called Bean Boozled. And Bean Boozled, there's a 50-50 chance you can get a good tasting jelly bean that's like an original flavor, like cotton candy, or, fruity, or whatever. Or they might be a nasty jelly bean, stinky sock, dead fish, dirty dishwater, dog food. Yeah, there's a few other nasty ones, but they're really gross, and that's one of the punishments.
Yeah, I was telling Michelle, I was like, "What's wrong with jelly beans? I love jelly beans." I was like, "What?
How could jelly beans be bad?"
No, I mean she ate one this last Sunday, and I think it was stinky sock.
Yeah, that's got to be bad.
Yeah.
So we got MGM asking about. Ask him about pulling out nose hairs. I think I saw
Yeah,
that.
I think we saw.
I think you pulled out Betsy's nose hair, right?
Yeah, that was one of the punishments where it hasn't worked out too well. She's supposed to hold a harmonica in her mouth, and I'll pull out the nose hair, and she's supposed to make a sound, but instead her mouth opens around the harmonica, and she just yells "ow" really loud. So the harmonica is a fail, but it's still funny to watch the nose hair.
Definitely.
And this last one, didn't want me to pull a nose hair, so I pulled a stubbly armpit hair. But after the show ended, she told me the nose hair was worse. So we might have to go back.
I'll need to put in a thing for like lick the armpit of the other person.
Oh,
That would be pretty disgusting.
that is terrible.
That would be disgusting.
I don't know.
Now,
That's
if
up
you-
there
if-
with a cat treat.
As long as I didn't have deodorant on. I don't know. If they had deodorant on, that'd be bad. Hey, or that just take deodorant and like stick it on your tongue.
Oh, worry about him.
Hey, when I used to grow up and you said the wrong thing, it was you had to hold
Yes,
soap
that's
just like the Christmas story. You had to take the soap and hold it in your mouth. Can you imagine if you had to roll on deodorant and stick it over your tongue?
Oh gosh. Okay, well I just made a note: armpit lick.
Yeah, maybe Betsy will win that, and you get to hold your arm up, and you just say, "Hey, go for it."
Yeah, just, right across all those armpit hairs. Oh.
So what was so funny about that? I thought was you started kind of belching, and then just like,
And it went on for a while.
yeah. And I've got
my goal was to chew it up and swallow it, but that wasn't happening. My gag reflexes said no way.
So hey, let's go back to a little bit of your cruising and your traveling. A lot of people, you probably been asked this and answered it 100 times, but so if you had to pick a favorite trip you guys have made so far, either land-based or sea, and I'm sure you've been asked this 100 times already, but what is your favorite so far for you and Betsy and the family?
I would say our favorite was probably the Carnival Vista that we did October 2019. It was really cool because it was a Halloween cruise and we had costumes for every day of the trip. we boarded the ship as Pam and George, which are made up characters that we did, and they were overly dressed travel enthusiasts. We had leis on, giant hats, wigs, and Hawaiian shirts. And it was funny when we were walking up to the cruise terminal the day of on cruise day, because people were looking at us like that's how we normally dress. Like, okay, these freaks are just, they went overboard with with their get-ups. But then, the next day we were Mario and Luigi. After that, we were pirates. We dressed up as cats one day. We had skeleton rash guards for our excursions. So it was a lot of fun. That was probably our funnest vacation. Next to that, probably our land vacation would probably be Zion, Utah, because we saw so much cool stuff that we didn't really know was out there. My brother invited us to the trip, and we thought, well, let's go. There's no cruising, so let's make it happen. So we booked a cabin, a nice 4-bedroom cabin up in this resort area next to about 20 minutes from the Zion National Park entrance. And it was fun. We saw all kinds of cool canyons. We hiked through water in the Narrows. We hiked Angel's Landing, which was 1,600 feet elevation from the start of the hike. Really scary hike, by the way, and probably one of our best videos. And that was probably our 2 best vacations, I would say.
Where was it at? The name of the place where the lady almost slipped and fell here recently in one of your vlogs you put out in the last 2 or 3 weeks, where she started almost slipping down a ravine, and you guys had to try to help get her back up, I guess, with the person she was with. But that was scary. I mean, because those were some very steep, I think it was some waterfalls and stuff you guys were looking at.
Yeah, it was really scary. That was the Trail of 10 Falls, which is in Silver Falls State Park in Oregon. And we did a 9-mile hike there. It's not all 9 miles, but just the route that we took was that long because we wanted to see all the waterfalls, especially for the vlog, to get them on camera. But this couple, it was a mother-daughter couple that was hiking, and the mother was probably, I don't know, mid-60s, early 70s. She was older, and she didn't walk all that well. She was walking a little bit too close to the edge, and because the ground is wet, the slope kind of gave way in her footing, and she started sliding headfirst on her back down this really steep slope. And what was down below was a waterfall. So she would have kept rolling down. She would have went right into that waterfall and probably would have never came back up. But luckily, I think her shoulder hit a tree or something like that, and she stopped. And we were able to grab her by the legs and arms and pull her back up. So,
oh my goodness!
Wow, yeah, that's awful depressing. How did we get down that?
Yes.
I guess
oh
I'm
my
the one
gosh!
who brought
Well,
that
thankful
up.
for you.
Well, on a positive note, we did meet back up with them after the hike ended. We saw them in the parking lot. We didn't get it on camera. We didn't have anything rolling, but she did make it to the end of the hike okay, and she was fine. And she did say that she wasn't injured or anything like that. So. It came out good.
Wow. I bet she never gets close to the edge again. Wow.
No.
Hey, so with your 2 kids, I mean, is it like you, from being a parent, do you have to force them to be in the video, or are they like, no, I want to be out of it, I don't want to be at all? But it looks like Sloan is very good at aiming at your certain body parts, it seems like, all the time. And you're like, oh, I mean, all the time. But so how do the kids, what do they think about this, about mom and dad, vlogging and having their own channel? And because sometimes, I mean, even with us and Anthony's like, I don't want to be in the video. Don't post that of me. Or do you ever have any kind of issues with that?
Sloan likes it. She likes being in, she likes doing her own little segments, the room tour show, where she gives us a little guided tour of whatever place we're staying in. It started on our Carnival Magic vlogs. I just edited that way. It was never really planned. And then it just kind of took off from there. So we did it a few more times, and she really liked it. And then having been on this vacation with us, we planned it out in advance. We thought, okay, we'll do a room tour show for this place that we're staying at. I think she's got a couple more coming up that on the videos that haven't come out yet. Devin, on the other hand, he doesn't like being in the videos. He's like, okay, yeah, I'll just stay out of it. Don't record me, please. It's a little embarrassing. But it's kind of weird because he has his own channel too, where he does his own kid stuff.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's neat. We should have posted that. And get him some subs on it. He's probably like, I don't want old people watching me. Don't.
Yeah, he doesn't want any attention. He's kicking our butts anyways. He's got like over 2,000 subs, so he's just sending.
Serious?
Yeah. He's had his channel for I don't know. I want to say like 5-6 years now. He's been doing it for a while. He just started off with just little clips on his cell phone, and now he's got a nice Sony camera that he saved up money for. I think he spent like $1,100 on it. And for Christmas, I got him a gimbal to go with it. So he's kind of coming up on his cameras and stuff like that. And, one day maybe I'll show him how to edit some stuff a little better and get him some software on his computer and teach him how to do some things to make his videos a little more crisp and clear and all that fun stuff.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So that's kind of another good segue into one of the questions I had was I love your editing. I love the way you add some of the splices from other, like SpongeBob or somebody else in there. What kind of editing software do you have? So some of the other creators maybe in here can hear that. And, what kind of system are you running? What are you using your sound? As far as your music selection, you mind kind of giving us an inside scoop on that for Beach, please?
Yeah, I am super basic. I use Shotcut, which is it's free software and it's ad free as well. So you don't have to worry about watermarks or ads whenever you're saving or anything like that. But it's kind of a basic thing, and I've been using it since the beginning. So it's kind of like a second language to me now. I know like all the ins and outs of it and all the little tricks and all the bells and whistles, how to use it all. As far as sound goes, I search on YouTube. I type in royalty free, and then I'll hit a style like guitar or acoustic or lo-fi or travel or adventure, just different tags that'll kind of help me search for the different style of music that I'm looking for a video. And then I'll kind of look into the song too and see if it really is royalty free, because a lot of these artists, they'll start off royalty free and get their name and their subscribers up. And once they get big, they start selling off their music. And then all of a sudden it's a licensed song by that point. So I'll look into it and see like, okay, this guy's been around for a while and he's 100% royalty free. So I might use their songs, but it's not a foolproof plan, because I do have some videos where there are strikes here and there, but it's no biggie to me.
You guys are getting really close. You guys are. I didn't look today to see how you're at, but you're only probably a couple hundred away, right? From getting up to 1,000.
Yeah, I think we're close to 700. We're six something right now.
So yeah, you'll probably get there in the next couple of weeks. That's awesome. So again, a lot of the people I'm seeing in here are really from the cruising or traveling community. If you haven't subbed to Beach, please do. They are so funny.
Genuinely funny.
Yeah, it's not forced. You can tell it's just natural. It's like it's like Lamont and Fred Sanford. It's just.
I'm sorry that he's.
You big dummy. So yeah, we got right here. Q's Cruisers is threw this in here as well. Nightbot's been throwing it in here as well. Please sub to them. Let's get them up to 1,000. They've got some great content out there. Hey, so let's real quick, and I know we're over 8:00, but again, we don't have Blaine on tonight, so I talked to you a little bit earlier about possibly going a few minutes over 8, but I want to be very cognizant of your time and don't want to waste your time. So as far as food, I know you guys look great. You work out now. Y'all lost weight. You look incredible. So great job on doing that. But if we go back and say we're going to be a glutton of something, what is your favorite thing to eat on a cruise ship? And I know you've went on several cruises. I think you've done several cruise lines, right? Or a Carnival only?
We've only done Carnival.
Okay. So if you had
doesn't mean we're against other cruise lines. It's just what we've done so far.
So if there's one main meal off the cruise ship that you want to go do, you and Betsy go do, what is that?
Well, we love it all, honestly. Like in the MDR, my favorite night is the prime rib and lobster because I like to order both.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go wrong with Guy's Burger. What we like to do is go over to the deli, grab a pretzel bun, take it back to Guy's Burger, and have them put burger on that. I do a double because I'm not going to waste that. And then I love pizza. Love Blue Iguana, as we talked about before. And the buffets, everything. There's no like time where we're not thinking about food. I see Betsy's in the chat. That's funny.
She must be taking a break because she's like saying, "Hey, I like everything."
Yeah, she does.
Guess what? I'm a magician because I'm currently sitting here and I'm working. What a chance.
Look at that. She's at both places.
Hey, can I have a mixed drink, please? I mean, can you work that up for me? But she's sitting back here on the beach too at the same time. I mean, how's she doing it all?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, by the way, I do have a red cups as well.
Oh, what's in it?
I've got just Diet Sam's Cola.
Hey.
I think my guess for Mike is a whiskey Coke. That's just my guess.
Should we tell everybody what we're doing tonight? So we're going to tell everybody. I am drinking my famous Lipton green tea. So I am kind of boring tonight. I just got green tea.
He went to the refrigerator to get Coke Zero, and there was none.
Yeah, I was going to have rum and Coke, but
so he was really wanting
was
about
out of Coke. Was out of Coke, so I was like, we'll do a straight whiskey and ice over the rocks. I was like, no, I'll just pass tonight. But Michelle, you going to tell them what you got?
I have got Blue Chair Bay Banana Cream.
Yeah, we're big fans of Kenny Chesney's Blue Chair Bay. Everything we've tried of theirs, we love. Is that something out on the West Coast? I mean, you see a lot of that, Mike? Or I know Kenny Chesney's from Tennessee, and he's a big country artist all over the world. But do you see a lot of Blue Chair Bay out in California?
I haven't. I haven't seen much of it. I don't know if it's really popular out here or not, or if it's just an East Coast thing. But I can't say that I have.
It's really good.
They've got all kinds of flavors. I mean, like here though, in our local, we have in North Carolina. It's called an ABC store. I don't know what they're called in California, but that's the only place you can buy alcohol. Other than a grocery store, you can buy beer and wine. You can't buy liquor. It has to be a state or federal place to buy it. But they only have 2 or 3 flavors. I think key lime, banana, and the regular.
Just rum.
Just regular. What kind of rum is it? It's just the regular. It's like Malibu rum. It's kind of but
like
other places I'm hearing, like up in Michigan and stuff, they have the spice rum. They have the other different rums, pineapple rum.
I'm really jealous.
We only have 3 flavors here that I've been able to find.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we experienced that in Oregon. It's the same way. You can only buy it at state-approved liquor stores. So they don't have liquor at grocery stores or gas stations or anything like that. We have that in California. Well, not gas stations. Some of them do. Most of them don't. But they all sell beer and wine.
Well, what's your favorite mixed drink to make?
Our favorite mixed drink to drink is the Long Island iced tea. Betsy and I always get that when we first board a ship.
Yeah.
To make, I think they're all fun to make. I like making martinis just because there's more of an art form to it. I would say that. Nothing wrong with pouring a good beer too.
Yeah. So Michelle doesn't do the beer. I like the beer. So you said you both work at a restaurant, or do both of you bartend, or does she bar? Because you have the segment on your show where she brings something back or she mixes something up. Have you both dabbled in bartending before, or is that something y'all like to do, or is that part of your regular job, or how did that come about? Then how is that part of your show?
We are both bartenders at BJ's Restaurant Brew House. We've been bartending for a little under a year now, so we're still like kind of newbies at it, but we love it. It's fun, and it kind of gets the creative flow out of me. Betsy loves the people part of it. So it really is a good job for both of us, and we enjoy it. So we've kind of brought that over to our channel as well, where we have Betsy's Cocktail Corner, and we try to make a new cool drink every week. This last Sunday, we just cracked open a beer. We didn't have anything planned, and we thought that's perfect for Super Bowl, right? Just cracking open a beer.
Yeah, I like on the Carnival ship. I know some people may not like them, but I like the IPAs. They got the West Coast IPA, the Carnival brand. Was it roasted something? Or Arch Pig? Is it Arch Pig? I think is what's called.
I don't know.
You ever tried that, Mike?
Yeah, we've had the red, the hef. Well, our last cruise, the one I was talking about before on the Vista, they had a pumpkin ale over at the Pig and what was it called? The pub, the Red Frog Pub. Yeah.
Yes.
We tried them all. We had them all. We love IPAs as well. I love hazy IPAs. The one I was drinking yesterday was a session IPA, which just means lower alcohol.
Right. So, we got here probably Matt saying, I like their stout. It's some good stuff. And that was Betsy said, it's the Parched Pig. You finally got, get it right now. It's the Parched Pig. I love the West Coast IPA they have at the Parched Pig. That's one of my favorites there when we go. Kind of like what you said, our thing is Michelle she'll get her mixed drink. And then I go up to the Lido. We drop our stuff off. Usually we try to get faster than fun. I don't know how that's going to work in the future. We drop our luggage off. We head straight to the Lido. Mm-hmm. She gets her a drink. I get a bucket of beer, and we're happy right there. But next time I do want to go to the pub, the Red Frog Pub, because they have the big fishbowl thing, right? Yes. That's like $10 or something.
Yes.
We want to do that.
Started off right.
But it's funny you said Long Island tea, because when me and Michelle first met, that was our drink. I mean, that's every time we went to the, back in the day when I used to hit the club, and me and 50 Cent used to hit the club together, hit the dance floor. Always
more
had to
bang
have,
for your buck.
Yeah, that Long Island tea is really good stuff. That's something I've never asked for on a cruise ship. I never thought about that.
Yeah, and they make them good too, because they put them in those small cooler glasses. They're not really big, and they fit if you watch them make it. Say the glass is like this big, they'll fill the liquor up to like there, and then the sweet and sour and the Coke just goes on top, and man, it hits you good, and you feel like you're on vacation with that first sip, and then you're ready to party, and that just kind of sets the mood for the whole trip for us.
Cool.
I might try it.
Yeah, and Pam and George love the fishbowl. The fishbowl is awesome. You got to get there right when happy hour starts on the embarkation day, because that line gets long too.
So what's your guys? What's happening in the Rodriguez family right now? What, as far as what vacations do you have planned? I know you just got through with one, but you got any cruises lined up? Any more land vacations you're going to do here coming up in the next several months? I know you guys just opened back up, so you're getting back in the process of working on a regular basis. And that's I'm sure being a bartender, that's weekends the biggest time probably to make your money, right? So what have you guys got lined up coming up?
We do have a cruise in July on the Carnival Horizon out of Miami. We're guessing that might get canceled. Hopefully it doesn't. We would love to cruise, and we would love to be some of the first creators to go back out on the sea and start making some vlogs. But we are also looking at a Grand Canyon trip. It's not booked yet. We're just kind of like figuring it out if we can do it, if we can put it together. What we want to do is a little kayak trip through the Colorado River around Horseshoe Bend and camp there on the shore overnight and then kayak back. That would be so cool. We would love to do that. And we might bring a couple of our friends that were on one of our other camping videos from prior.
Cool.
I don't know if I'm that adventurous, but I will watch your vlog.
Yeah, we'll live vicariously through you on that one. But we love the Grand Canyon. We've been a couple times, and
it's so beautiful.
We got married in Vegas, and we used to go to Vegas, once or twice a year for probably the first 4 or 5 years we were married. It was cheaper. I was just like recently, I was looking, the three of us could fly out to Vegas for about $800 and stay 6 days, 5 nights.
It's cheap
compared to going down to Florida to Disney, or even going to the mountains 4.5 hours away. It's cheaper to fly out. And we'd looked at, Anthony's never been to the Grand Canyon, but we thought about flying out, renting a car, drive up 4 hours to the Grand Canyon, and then come back, because that's one of the places I've been twice now, and it's just, words do not do it justice, and
it's gorgeous.
pictures don't do it justice. I absolutely love the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, absolutely. I went once when I was a kid. I don't know. I was probably like 10, 11 years old. And we just kind of stopped, and it was like, oh, there it is. Let's move on now. And so I didn't really get to fully take it in. But yeah, I agree. My memory does serve me that pictures don't do it justice. It looks so incredible in real life. And you have to see it in person to really get the full experience. But we would love to go back and make a full trip out of it.
Cool deal.
That sounds like fun.
So one last question. I know you've been very gracious to stay on another 20 minutes with us, but so we talked about the meat and what you love to eat as far as that, but what about a dessert? You got to have something sweet with something meaty that you got going on. What is a favorite of yours or Betsy's as far as a dessert on a cruise ship?
Desserts. Betsy's is ice cream for sure. She can eat ice cream any day of the week and repeat and still be happy with that dessert. Me, I love chocolate melting cake on a cruise. I love anything that's red velvet. I love peanut butter. So just put any of those combination of ingredients together and I'm happy.
Have you done everybody talks about the peanut butter and lava cake together. Have you ever tried that?
I have. It's really good.
I've never tried that, but we keep hearing about it. And was like, we need to try that sometime. I think the very first time I heard that was, I think Jenny or Tony had done it 3 or 4 years ago, and I was like, I never thought about that. But I love peanut butter, and I like the lava cakes. So it's got to be good.
Yeah,
we got some people on here that said,
what was that? Sorry.
Oh, Betsy said her favorite dessert's red wine. So you got that wrong. I'm glad we're not playing the newlywed game tonight,
Yeah.
She said you did get it right, though. I think she got you and ice cream. So she said you got part of that right.
Yeah.
Cool.
I did wear the peanut butter with the chocolate melting cake on my last cruise. And that since Betsy and I have been servers for so long, we did notice that our server was like, you want peanut butter? You want peanut butter? He gave us this look like, I got to go down to the galley, walk through 4 other stations, go to the back refrigerator, pull out the peanut butter, scoop it out myself, bring it back up 3 other floors to your table. Then we kind of knew it. That okay, maybe we're not going to ask him for peanut butter next time, because servers ourselves, we kind of understand like that's kind of a hard one for you.
All right. So, man, anything in final you'd like to say, Mike? Again, we can't thank you enough for coming on here tonight and spending some time with us, letting people get to know you. And hopefully you've gained a couple more subs tonight. A lot of the names here, I think, come over and see you as well on a regular basis. But anything you'd like to kind of end on, or?
Just check us out on Sundays. We go live at 2 Pacific, 5 Eastern. It's a lot of fun. And make sure you subscribe so you get a chance to see our vlogs as well. We are putting out our Oregon vlogs currently. And then we don't have anything lined up for vlogs after that, because we don't know, maybe we'll do that Grand Canyon thing, or if the July cruise goes through, we'll have that as well.
Cool deal. Hey, well, Mike, we appreciate you coming in tonight and spending some time with us. And
thank you.
We'll definitely be checking you out like we normally do, and kind of being a voyeur and stalking you behind the scenes. But
and thank you, Betsy, for coming in periodically.
Yeah. It's still early out there. It's still 5:30.
Peace out. Thanks for having us.
All right. See you, Mike.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, it's been fun.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Hey, so that was really fun, wasn't it? I mean, so we had a lot of fun, and Mike is so talented. I mean, like, just even that.
Yeah.
They worked that out behind the scenes ahead of time.
Yes.
Having that to be able to show that. So that's so awesome. But they do have a great channel.
They do. And again, they're genuinely funny.
Yeah, and in the description of this YouTube video, if you're watching it later on a playback, on a rerun, definitely hit the descriptions there. We've got their channel, their information in there. Subscribe to their channel. Also, I have their Facebook page lined up in there as well to try to join that. But yeah, so hey, we got some great things this month. We're getting ready to wrap this up here. Hang in here for another minute here. Next week on the what date is that? The 15th. I think next week we have Adventures Ahead coming back to defend their newlywed, not so newlywed title against a secret couple. And then after that, we've got the Degenerate Cruisers coming on. We got Jason and Krista coming in as well to hang out with us and answer some questions we're going to throw their way. So we've got so much lined up this month, some great stuff going on. March is already booking up and filling up. So we got some great creators coming on. We got some cooking and some food, and then we got some traveling and some cruising going on. So again, thank you guys so much for being in there with us. KY Traveler Cruising coming on in a couple of weeks. We got them as well. It's just
lots of fun.
Lots and lots of fun. So we'll try to put out a week in advance for who's coming on. Hang in there with us. Like, subscribe to our channel. And just again, thank you guys for coming out tonight. Peace out.
Thank
and
you.
Be the light. Be the light. In this dark, dark world, be the light. You never know when that smile may make somebody's day and change their mind from doing something bad. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Have a great night.